My name is Mathieu Beausoleil, and although I'm not a classically trained chef, my passion for cooking and refined palate have earned me great respect in the culinary industry. Join me as I taste my way around the world, one bite at a time. This is Taking a Bite, Ottawa. Ottawa's Little Italy is known for having the best Italian eats in the city, but don't be fooled, some other amazing cuisines have called Preston Street their home. Join me as I prepare a fresh farm-to-table dish with Chef Steve, make some amazing Sicilian cannolis with Pastry Chef Joe, cook a unique pasta dish with Chef Ryan, and pair some beautiful wines with Sommelier Eric. It's time to discover Ottawa's Little Italy. I'm a big fan of farm-to-table cooking. Add in fresh bread and homemade pasta and you'll get 268. This Preston Street restaurant is preparing everything here from A to Z. Let's head in and see Chef Steve and see what's in the works. Hey Steve.
How's it going, Matt?
Good, yourself?
Pretty darn good, yeah.
You know, I love what you guys are doing with the farm to table. You guys make stuff here. You make almost everything here, right? I mean, you guys make your own cheese, bread, pastas, and that kind of is, it's not something that we see every day.
You would hope that you would, but probably not.
You would hope that you would, exactly. Yeah. So, what are we going to be making today?
Cold salad, kind of an end-of-the-season root vegetable. So we're doing a Petrowski turnip halloumi salad.
Cool. And where would those come from?
The Petrowski turnips are an heirloom turnip from Southern Ontario. Usually we'll start by getting our pear ready to add a little sweetness to the dish.
Nice. Definitely good to add some sweetness to a fresh salad like that.
Exactly. You need a little balance of because there's like some spices on there, there's some cheese on there, there's some nut, so you gotta kind of complement your earthy flavors with a little bit of sweetness.
So what kind of pear are we using for this?
This is a Hansui pear from the Okanagan Valley in BC. One of the best pears I've ever eaten, actually. If you want to try one, it's pretty good.
Yes, let's try it. A little bit different, not than your typical green
It's
pear.
An Asian pear, but it's grown in BC.
Wow,
yeah,
it is
good.
different.
Yeah.
It's very sweet. I almost get like melon flavor.
I know, it's more like almost like a honeydew-esque.
Yeah.
So then we get our Petrowski turnips that have been blanched in a court bouillon, and then they're hard roasted.
So do they have a different flavor than the regular turnips?
Yeah, so it's a little milder, a little less peppery, very earthy. Maybe not for everybody, but I really enjoy those flavors. We got our spices here. We got our
Is that your
nuts.
secret spice mix right there?
It's a variation of a Middle Eastern spice mix.
Right.
Clove, paprika, cinnamon. There's about 9 spices in there.
Yeah, definitely gonna kick your taste buds into shape.
Yeah, it's really good. So then we have our sheep milk halloumi from a sheep farm.
And this
about
halloumi,
45 minutes at a time.
And you guys make this yourself?
Yeah, we make that.
Is that a lengthy process?
It's like a 8-hour process.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, do it up, man. So it's a little less salty than the halloumi you get at your store because we brine it a little less.
I love that squeakiness of fresh cheese.
Exactly, it's got that curd
I'm French
texture.
Canadian, so that curd, that squeaky is beautiful. Very nice. All right.
So then that gets torched.
All right.
So what I do is I torch each side of the cube. So it's torched, flipped.
Don't torch your fingers.
My fingers are pretty dead on the extremities. And then also I do it on this cloth because if not I would melt my cutting board.
Exactly. So the torching is going to do what to the cheese exactly?
It gets that subtle melt going as well as now you're getting some extra flavor on there, right? That char. So kind of like building on flavors here. You got your earthy, you got your sweet, then you got your kind of like bitter charred flavor and then the creaminess of the cheese on the inside.
Beautiful.
We'll just slide you over a tiny bit.
Don't want to burn you, Steve.
That's fine. So we have our mandolin Petrowski turnip. All right, then we go with our Malden salt here, which is a nice kind of chunkier salt. I like it.
Nice
it's not
finishing
as salty
salt,
as salt either is, right?
It's one of those salts that you can actually add a little too much, and you won't even actually. It's still pleasant, right? It's really cool.
All right, then we have from Southern Ontario as well. This is an Empire apple vinegar.
Perfect.
So we just grab a little bit of, this is also, again, from Southern Ontario. It is a cold-pressed soy oil.
Soy oil, all right. With Southern Ontario soybeans.
I like the color. It's a really clean oil, too. It's not very overpowering.
Awesome.
So we've got our vinegar, we've got our oil, we've got our Malden, we've got our turnip.
Yep.
So then we get our pear on there.
Right.
It's kind of a refreshing flavor. Then we go with our spice mix here.
All right.
And you put a little extra on the plate, too, just because Can't put it all on top. You can kind of drag your
the slices that are underneath, you can pick it up.
Exactly.
All right, perfect.
Then we have our smoked pistachios here.
Smoked pistachios.
Yeah.
So the nuts are now going to add some texture.
Exactly.
Right?
Now you got crunch,
Yep.
as well as purveying smoke, which goes with our char.
Right.
And
Awesome.
Then this is a molasses I made out of whey fermented ground cherries.
Whey fermented?
Yeah. So we make our own cheese.
Yeah.
So we have
You
all
guys
this
your own
excess
whey.
whey.
Yeah.
So then that, and we fermented them for about a month, and then cook them down until they become a syrup.
So what kind of, that's like a sweet, is it a bit bitter?
It's sweet.
Or?
It's almost got like a nutty kind of popcorny flavor to it. It's really interesting.
Yeah, you get that traditional molasses flavor with that like
the toasted sugar flavor.
yeah, with like a toasted, almost like a charred cherry almost.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting. All right, cool.
And then we got some little micro mustard greens playing on kind of the similar flavor from the turnip, that subtle pepperiness.
Yep, exactly.
As well, it adds your kind of final pop of color.
Beautiful.
And complementing flavors.
Amazing. And
Then,
then we got the cheese.
Your cheese. And then you got a nice little clean salad here.
Very cool.
Yeah, with some interesting stuff on it.
Yeah, looking forward to trying it. Let's head into the dining room.
Let's do it.
Man, it looks great.
Thanks.
I'm gonna dig in. All right.
Please do.
The smell, just those spices, they're just kicking your nose into shape. One of these out here. We got some pistachio, some pear, some of the beautiful whey
fermented ground cherry molasses.
Perfect.
It's kind of a mouthful.
It's a mouthful. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there, but it's all kind of brings together.
There's so much to explain. You get that nice peppery flavor from the turnip. And then you obviously get the heat from that spice mix.
Yeah, there's a little bit of cayenne in there.
You taste those cloves, which are really shining through. And then you get the sweetness from those pears and from the molasses. Wow,
Yeah.
okay, I gotta try the cheese.
Yeah, the cheese is from or the milk comes from a little sheep farm, like 45 minutes out of town.
Wow.
So.
That char really does bring out the flavor of the sheep's milk.
Yeah, exactly. Because it kind of changes it once it gets hot, right? It gets that squeak is still there, but then the actual texture of the cheese changes.
That's amazing. All right, well, Steve, it's been a pleasure.
It's
Great
always a
seeing you
pleasure.
again. Until our next meal. One of my favorite spots for lunch and amazing Italian desserts is Pasticceria Gelateria Italiana. Let's go meet Joe, who's made Preston Street his home for almost 40 years. Heck, maybe we'll make some cannolis. Let's go. Hey, Joe, how are you?
Hey, Matthew, how are you?
Very good.
Nice seeing you.
Yeah, nice seeing you again. I come here all the time for delicious lunch, latte, cappuccino, espresso, but most importantly,
Here's the cannoli.
the cannolis.
Well, we'll start with the ingredients.
Perfect.
You know, the cannolis is, it's simple. We have the flour, butter, sugar, eggs, and we have white wine.
White wine.
Yes.
Do cannolis always have wine?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Keeps it nice and light with the color, gold. All right, let's
Perfect.
go to the mixer here. So basically, it's once everything is incorporated, you let it mix. It's about 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah,
So you want to let it run.
Right.
So it kind of binds well.
Right.
That's all it is. You're gonna have to roll it too, eh?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So basically, this is what I do. Okay.
Well, it's got a lot of spring into that, though.
Yes. It's almost, when you make pasta.
Yeah, it looks like a pasta dough. But au contraire to pasta dough, there's wine in it.
That's correct, yes. So, with this here, this is a cutter. Cannoli cutter. This is
Cannoli cutter.
custom made. Usually certain things are custom made.
Yeah.
So this has been around for 30 years.
Wow, that's a historical piece for
things.
sure.
Okay, so basically what happens is now, we're gonna put this on the side. So you
Now
have
we're
the
going to
same-
test my skills
That's right.
at making cannolis.
All right, that's your
Here
dough.
we go. You can stop me or correct me
No problem.
whenever I'm doing anything incorrect.
Incorrectly, no problem. I'm pretty sure you're okay. You're doing good. No problem.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
That's good?
Right, that's good. So
That's fine. is good or fine?
Good, fine, so it means the same thing.
I get to use this piece of history, right?
Yeah.
30 years. Wow. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
You're gonna do them with your eyes closed.
Well, that I don't know.
Oh, eventually, no problem.
Eventually.
Of course. So what do you think?
I think it looks pretty good.
All right. So
I think it looks like it's becoming something delicious. I can see it. I can see it.
Now, after this here, we're gonna re-roll them, make them a little bit thinner
Okay.
for it, and then we're gonna do the cutting and replace them the same way. Meanwhile, while we're gonna do this, we're gonna turn on the oil.
Okay. So what temperature are we gonna set the oil to?
It's about 380 to
Okay.
400. The higher it is, the less oil the cannoli will retain.
Right, which is
That's it.
important.
Big roller, we put it away. We're done with that.
Precision time.
Now we get precision time, so we're doing the same thing. So now it's individually, thin it down one by one, all right? This one here gives you a thinner
Yeah.
dough where you more or less you can see it through.
Yeah, translucent.
All right?
Yeah.
And you do the same thing and you cut it,
Oh, we'll cut it again. Okay.
cut it again. So
Because
yeah,
this is the perfect size.
that's correct. So you kind of access it, and we're gonna line them up over here again.
Aha.
All right. So, I mean that's the process. You
Yeah,
can't do
yeah.
without.
Process is important with.
So there's no cutting corners. It is what it is.
That's perfect because there's no corners in this dessert.
All right. So I want 1,000 for the weekend, please.
All right, perfect. I'll get this weekend. I need 2 weeks.
So we have the tubes. They're aluminum. Very easy. So as you could see, since the dough stretches,
Yeah.
you can stretch it. All right. So here we have a little bit of
Egg
egg wash. So you just a little bit, not much.
Okay.
Okay. And this is what you do. You just roll it.
Oh, I'm just joining this.
Okay. You just overlap it. Just pinch it. And here's your cannoli. So you could even stretch it. All right, that's it. That's the last cannoli. Now we're gonna deep fry them.
Perfect. Let's
All
go.
right, let's check the oil. And as you can see, it rises all the way up.
Going down.
It's going up. And so the oil is ready. All right, so you just have to go this way here.
Drop it on the side.
Drop it on the side. No problem.
Gotta flip them so they don't brown too much
They
on
don't
one
burn
side.
too much.
Joe, it smells like delicious deep fried pastries.
And the last one.
Last but not least.
All right, after this, we're gonna make the ricotta filling. All right, so it's very simple.
Ricotta cheese.
You kind of ricotta cheese, you break it up. And here's the icing sugar. So as I turn it, you just put some icing sugar in there.
A little bit at a
incorporate it.
time, or?
A little bit at a time, yeah. As you can see, the ricotta is
Yeah,
getting softer.
It's getting nice and soft. Perfect for the filling.
Yeah. And we'll incorporate the orange rinds. Okay. So I'll let you finish with that now.
Perfect. But that orange aroma is just fantastic.
You want to taste it, eh?
Yeah, I do. I do. I was about to lick the spatula, I guess, yeah.
All right.
All right. I wish you could taste this right now. I bet you wish you could taste it too.
I already tasted
Sorry,
it.
Joe.
No problem. Go
This
ahead.
is all mine. This reminds me of when I was a child. I used to sneak the paddles from the mixer. Not while it was running, of course, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So with this one here, you see, you just hold it in order to fill it up.
Right.
We'll use this one here. And this is what we do. All right. The whole thing or whatever you kind of use it.
Yep.
So this is how we fill the cannolis. in the middle.
Okay.
You just pipe it, and you just follow through the way the design is.
Ah.
Okay. So the way the mouth of the cannoli is,
To fill it edge to edge.
you'll fill it. I'll do one more, and then I'll let you do the rest.
Look at that precision, Joe.
Okay.
Now I got a lot to live up to again.
It's all yours. Oh, look at that, eh?
Look at that. All right.
So as you can see, the ricotta filling doesn't take too long. And also with this one here, same thing with the ricotta, you could do it the day before.
Right.
You want them filled the moment.
Fresh. You want them fresh because it'll make the shell soft, right?
Yes. So basically, next what I do is icing sugar. The key is when you bite into it, you want the icing sugar to. That's correct, to get you.
It's the experience.
That's what it's all about. Okay, so that's that. So as you can see, we have red and green cherries.
Yep.
Okay. So what we do is one side we'll
Red.
do red, and the other side we'll do green. So that's the cannoli.
That's the cannoli. Well, Joe,
No problem.
it's been an
What do you
absolute
think?
pleasure.
Always same with me.
Nice seeing you again.
Same.
And I think we should probably each
Oh, yes.
dive into one.
No
Eh?
problem. What we'll do?
Maybe we can do a little cheers.
We're gonna do
A little
this.
cheers.
Cheers. All right.
When I'm craving a good meal, I head on down to Preston Street in Little Italy to taste some amazing pasta and great wine. I'm gonna visit my friends Eric and Chef Ryan at Divino, and we're gonna pair some wines with an amazing dish. Let's check it out. Hey guys.
How you doing?
Eric, how you doing, man?
great.
Hey, Chef Ryan. Things are good?
Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, I'm super excited for today.
Yeah, we're hitting pasta.
Oh, hitting pasta.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna pair some wine.
We're gonna drink some wine too.
Dude, that's also important. Let's hit the kitchen, man.
Awesome. Let's
All
do
right,
this.
let's go. So what are we gonna be making today?
Smoked beet pasta.
Smoked beet pasta.
The baby of it all is smoked beet powder. Take a whole bunch of beets,
Right?
steam them, grate them, throw them into my oven with a smoker, let them dehydrate overnight,
Wow.
grind them
hold on,
up
eh?
super fine, and you can smell it. It's sweet and very smoky.
Very nice. I guess that's gonna make it for a red pasta, right?
They're like a deep purple red.
A deep
Yeah.
purple red.
So we'll start with our flour
There we go.
and our beet powder. We can toss right in there. I'll let you whisk away.
All right.
I just want a pinch of salt with
Woo.
the flour. It hits you, eh?
Woo.
You should,
It's good. Smoky. Oh, now I can really actually. At first it started with the smoky smell, but now I can smell beets
And
as it's getting hydrated,
it's
right?
sweet.
And the beets have a natural sweetness,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Right on into the well. The working will end up pulling all the little bits
Whoa.
out, even the gum. Bit by bit, we'll start bringing it in.
How did you come up with the idea to do a smoked beet pasta?
When I started, there was about 150 pounds of beets in the fridge. So I had to do something with it.
Yeah.
An idea of smoking them and getting something that you could.
Yeah,
I needed
that's
a way to
interesting.
preserve them.
Before you preserve them, you said you steam them?
Yeah, so I needed a way to just break them down.
Yeah.
Right? By steaming them, I've got that I can grate them, make all these little bits.
Right. So
That
how do
was
you
kinda
grind
my
it?
way. I use a food processor.
Okay, just
Like
with the
a
food
little
processor.
grater attachment.
Cool.
Yeah. So I like to do kind of a 3-step. So I get it here,
Yep.
and I let it sit,
Okay.
and then you kind of turn it a couple
Yep.
times, and in doing so, it forms our nice dough ball.
Okay, perfect.
So that's our starting point.
Hey, there
Boom.
we go. Rested
Okay.
and ready to go. Wow, so just during the resting process, we've got this more deeper color because it hydrated itself more.
Yeah, and so it pulls itself out, and like I said, you get this nice like purple
Wow,
red.
look at that.
Yeah,
It almost looks like one giant beet.
just needs some greens coming up. the
Yeah,
top.
exactly.
And
Okay,
we'll turn it into some manageable pieces that we can fit through our roller.
Sounds good. You don't want to use too big of a piece because you'll end up having issues with the rollers.
Well, that or you've got a noodle that's, a mile long. We want to flatten it out just a little so that it can ease into our roller.
Always start in the thickest setting and then thin it out.
Work its way through.
We're using an automatic way of doing this, but you can easily use one of the hand rollers at home. So don't be scared by those patches. They'll come out clean.
No, and even you can see, it's a little bumpy, but now we'll start to work our way down.
Thin it out.
We're making fettuccine.
Right.
So I like to make sure that it's not too thin.
With fresh pasta, if it's too thin, it'll actually almost disappear in the water.
Fresh like this, we'll drop it in the pot, and it only takes, 30 seconds, a minute to cook.
Yeah.
All right, so
Look at that.
we'll switch this guy up.
Beautiful.
It's just got little wheels in here, and it'll strip the whole thing for us. Hey, bada bing, bada boom.
Hey, bada bing, bada boom.
Eventually.
Beautiful. You can really smell this. Still smell the smoke and the beets,
smoke and the beet
it's
really
just
comes
delicious.
through.
Wow.
So,
I'm tempted to eat it like that, but I'm not gonna.
yeah, we'll get to dusting it with some flour. We'll start up on a sauce, and we'll be ready to eat this in 10 minutes.
All right, let's do it. All right, so now to complement our beautiful smoky beet fettuccine, we're gonna make a sauce. All right.
So it's basically a white wine cream sauce. We're gonna start.
That's actually my favorite type of sauce. Yeah.
I've got white wine and butter. That's mine.
Yeah.
It's deadly.
Wow. Butter makes everything better.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start with some like really nice and thinly sliced onions.
Look at that technique. Ryan, I'm impressed.
Every now and then, it's nice to know you can,
Yeah, you can.
chop an onion. That's the basics of
Exactly.
it all. Okay, so let's split this up.
You're gonna share with me. That's so
I'll
nice.
share.
All
I'll be
right.
nice today.
All right.
So,
Some extra virgin olive oil.
extra virgin olive oil. We're gonna cook down our onion. I'm gonna do a little chop on my capers.
I'm gonna go wild and leave them whole because I like the snap of a caper.
The wild side of
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Got our garlic going in here now. You have the good rasp too. So once it's cooked up a little bit, splash of white wine.
Fire!
You gotta have some fun. So our beautiful beet pasta from earlier. We'll get into the water, give it a little stir.
So what kind of cream? What percentage of cream?
I
are
use
we
35. I always like a little lemon. I put lemon in everything.
using? Salt and lemon both bring out the flavors in what
So-
you're making.
You just want to toss in your oregano. This keeps it nice and fresh.
I believe in using fresh herbs and everything.
The beauty of fresh pasta. In a minute, it's all cooked up and ready to go.
Toss it to
Yeah,
coat the pasta.
toss it to coat. We'll kill the heat there. And at this point, it's plate it, make it pretty.
Let's see how you can do this, and then we'll see
This
how
is
I can do it.
A little magic trick here. The spoon is my favorite thing.
Look at that. Definitely helps you make it into a little nest.
Well, a little nest, but then kind of keeping it clean into your bowl.
Nice.
Some candied lemon peels, lots of fresh parsley, and a good old hit of pepper.
Always good to add some fresh cracked pepper.
Okay.
My turn.
I see all your whole capers are left behind.
Don't worry, Ryan. That was on purpose. I want them to see my capers. I like the little snap of the whole caper, so. We'll get our rosemary red wine reduction. Some of these beautiful candied lemon peels.
I boil them down with a lot of lemon juice as well as sugar.
Okay.
So they have like sour lemon punch instead
Right.
of just being sweet peels.
I'm putting a little bit of pepper around my edge. Perfect. Ryan, it's been a pleasure.
Likewise, thank you.
Let's take these over to Eric and see if we can find a perfect wine pairing.
Oh, yeah, it's time to eat. We gotta have to try it.
Let's do it. Wow.
Here we go.
The beautiful plates we just prepared in the kitchen. Now, Eric, I mean, one of the most common questions I get is, how do I pair wine with food?
Today what we're gonna do, 4 wines, all completely different. And I'm doing
Excellent.
2 whites, 2 reds.
But we're gonna pair the flavors appropriately based on the beautiful smoked beet fettuccine. Oh man, I'm really excited for this.
Me too. First wine, Sicily, active volcano, Mount Etna. This is a grape varietal called Inzolia.
Okay.
Translation, salt, mineral. So this
Right.
wine's gonna like explode with lemon. So we got great acidity,
Right.
which is super important to cleanse the palate through each bite. So every time you have a bite, you take a sip, you're ready for another bite.
Right.
We're nosing the wine. Tons of lemon peel.
Wow.
It's like, honestly, we don't have to go too complex. That's the first
Wow.
aroma.
That's crazy.
Salinity.
fresh.
getting off
Very
the plane.
fresh. Yeah,
Southern, you get that humidity, that salt in that air. That's there.
right, from those lemongrass.
First sip, tons of acidity, I'm sure. But acidity in like a good way. Makes your mouth water, brings up the flavor. It's like adding the lemon to the pasta. You always taste your wine first, and then we're gonna taste the pasta.
Okay.
And then right before you're done like chewing and swallowing the food, again, weird, you're gonna take some wine with the food, and then you're gonna get the chemical reaction
And see
in
if
your
that
mouth,
pairing
and if they
was
work.
perfect. All right.
And let's do this.
You guys start.
Just
I might.
both
I might.
beautiful and great. Have that.
Thank you.
So again, we're tasting the pasta.
Ryan,
Oh, so that's amazing.
wow, that smoked beet
I was gonna say the
is
smoke.
so
The smoke
good.
is my favorite thing because it's there,
Wow.
but it's light.
Yeah, I know.
It's
It's
not,
present.
It doesn't take over everything.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
capers add a great salty, and then the candied lemon zest is fantastic.
And then now you have the food in your mouth, you're tasting the wine.
All right.
As much
Wow.
as I thought this would be the one, this works well. But maybe the lemon has kind of gone a little too much.
Right, yeah, it's very lemony.
now
After
there's
eating that, you get a
too much
lot
lemon.
of lemon.
So,
All right.
good pairing, not the best. So,
right.
let's go to the next wine, but we're gonna have to finish
All
this
right,
one.
cheers, guys.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
All right. So the idea here again, we're gonna do 4 different wines. This wine has more flavor, more aromas, and more texture than the other wine. Now we're going to France.
To
We're gonna
France.
do a Italian pasta with a French wine. This is a Grenache Blanc dominated blend. There's 5 different grapes. This wine, biodynamic. They don't add yeast for the fermentation. It's
Okay.
natural from the skin. Aroma here, floral. You're getting more like tree fruit. It's not citrus fruit. This is
Wow.
peach, floral.
Deep,
There's this
very
like
deep flavor,
creaminess
yeah.
that comes through on the nose too. Now, how will it interact with the pasta? Oh.
Ah.
Oh, and it's funny because like it changes. Like this to me, I didn't think this would actually work better than the other one. What we did is we actually kind of went with similar cream texture in our mouth. Actually worked with this creamy. It
That
gave it
feel,
this,
yeah, for
this
sure.
velvety texture and weight. It's almost, I want to say, caramelization. Like it's like
Yeah.
the oak that coming.
But in
through.
that way, that makes sense, right? Because we kind of caramelized the onions, and you kind of got that flavoring of the onion and the caramelization. It's almost contrasting, but at the same time complementing. So we don't have that high level of lemon popping through.
Yeah.
We've got a deeper flavor, but the contrast is kind of melding
but
really
then
well.
You can have this lemon that goes with it rather than
Yeah.
too much lemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back to Sicily and we're gonna try a red wine. Now we're at Mount Etna. The grape varietal here is called Nerello Mascalese. And fun to say, my accent's probably not exactly correct. And it's grown on the hillsides of the volcano.
Wow.
First thing that comes in my mind, there's like this ashy smokiness.
yeah, yeah.
And that's why we first paired this with this pasta.
Wow.
If you're gonna compare it to a wine, because people like to say, well, what is this wine like? It's gonna be same structure as Pinot Noir. Great acidity,
Okay.
soft tannins. So tannins are the texture you get from the skins of the grape
Right.
that create that feel. So I would say this is kind of like velvety.
Okay.
Also
You
great,
definitely get the ash smoke flavor from the wine.
more after the pasta.
Yeah. It kind of
Wait.
activates, right? It's
It-
kind of
yeah,
interesting.
Like it deepens it
yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cleanses the palate, and you taste the wine more than the pasta.
So does that make it a good pairing?
Now it's not a bad pairing because we don't have a negative interaction.
No.
But now I taste the wine more than the
dish.
pasta. Now we're going completely different.
Completely different.
We are going full-bodied, full-flavored, tannic red. We are going to Tuscany. This here is Sangiovese Grosso, blended with Merlot. So here we're looking at a deeper, darker.
right.
So they should be deep, dark. Maybe we're gonna get tobacco notes, which we do, pepper notes, and then like dark, like stewed fruit almost, or dried fruit.
There's definitely far more complexity to it.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
there's
yeah.
definitely there's depth there, man.
Again, this is a beautiful wine. All 4 of these wines are great wines.
Really, wine pairings do come down to a preference, right? I mean,
what's
ultimately,
difficult.
if you don't like that wine, it's just not gonna work.
Yeah, and as a sommelier, my job is to go to the table and find out what do they like. how do we communicate between each other to say, what do you like when you don't have the same terminology as, you know, what I'm trained to talk about with wine.
I think the whiting's great and it's bold, but I think it's almost too bold
Yeah.
in this case.
It's hitting
And there's
you.
a
It's
negative.
hitting you hard.
Yeah.
And there's a negative reaction in my mouth that's creating this acidity.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, wow, eh?
that
Yeah.
comes out big, and then you have bitterness that comes
Yeah.
through. And
Almost
this
dries
is
your
the-
tongue right out.
Yeah.
And this is tannins. Tannins going with cream, going with the lemon flavor, the
Yeah.
acidity here. I think we're all probably going to be on the consensus,
Right.
but there's one wine here that I feel was harmonious,
Absolutely.
which is not the one I thought was going to be.
Right.
There is one that was not good,
Yeah.
which we just had.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great wine, but with this pasta, it created negative.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, they're all great products. Depending on what you're making, depending on what you're eating, and depending on what your tastes are, you're gonna change. It's gonna change for every person. And I think, the best part about wine pairings and trying your food with different wines is that you get to try different wines, right?
Yes.
So you go into the store and you buy several different wines based on the different profiles, and then you can pair them. So I mean, it's great. It's a great experience that you can even do at home.
So winner was a French wine with an Italian pasta.
A French wine with Italian pasta.
Yeah, and
Beautiful, all right.
again, my rules, I thought this would be the best.
Right.
And we saw that there was
Too much lemon.
too much
flavor.
lemon.
Awesome. Well, guys, Eric,
Yeah.
Chef Ryan,
Hey,
it's been a pleasure. Thanks again. Looking forward to our next meal and wine.
Oh yeah.
All right, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
You're gonna have to fill yours up.
I kept the last sip, you know.
All right.
I'm a pro.